Labour are to hit landlords with new tax rises. And how can you avoid being hit? Now, the UK property market is abuzz right now with rumours of an impending capital gains tax hike. And property investors are scrambling to sell their properties before this happens. Now, the reason this speculation has been fueled is by Labour's promise not to raise income tax, VAT, or national insurance, but still promising to plug this massive hole. So everyone's expecting that capital gains tax is going to be a likely target for the government's efforts to fill the gap in these public finances. Estate agents are reporting a surge right now in buy-to-let investors settling for quick sales at lower prices just to avoid these potentially significant tax increases. And landlords are concerned that any tax rise could be implemented immediately after the budget, possibly even as early as midnight on October 30th. So who actually pays capital gains tax and why does this matter? Well, it's a tax that you pay on any profits from the sale of various assets. So it includes property, although it does exclude your main residence, but you also pay capital gains tax on businesses, shares, and normal possessions if the gains that you make exceed £6,000. Now, at the moment, everyone's got a £3,000 tax-free annual allowance, but this has been shrinking over recent years. So what rates do you pay on capital gains tax? Well, if you're a basic rate taxpayer, you currently pay 10% on most of your assets, although it is 18% on buy-to-let properties. If you're a higher or an additional rate taxpayer, you face 20 or additional rate 24% tax rates, respectively. Now, any increase in these rates would significantly impact property investors' profits when they sell their properties. So as a result of all this speculation, accountancy firms have actually reported a surge in landlords selling up quickly before this budget so they can avoid these higher rates, and they are acting now. So I suppose the question is, if you own any properties, should you quickly sell now as well? Well, many property experts are urging landlords and investors to act swiftly to avoid potential financial losses. After all, the government has got a history of raising capital gains tax with very little notice, as we saw in 2010. So if you own properties, should you sell now? In my opinion, no, you should not. The capital gains tax increase doesn't actually keep me up at night at all. And let me explain why. When your properties rise in value, don't sell them and pay capital gains tax. Instead, refinance the properties and pull your money out that way. Let me give you an example. Let's say you bought a property for 500 grand. And to keep it simple, we'll say you bought it 500 grand cash 10 years ago. Right now, today, it's worth £1 million. So rather than selling that property and paying tax on your 500 grand profit, just get a mortgage on the property. You could actually pull out £750,000 tax-free because it's technically debt and you don't pay tax on debt. Now, sure, people will say in the comments, but now you were paying interest on the money. But guess what? The rental income from the property will cover the interest, and the interest is going to be far less than the tax that you would pay. And you've kept the asset, so your property will continue to go up in value as history has shown us. So in 5 or 10 years, you can do it again. And this will allow you to access tax-free cash that you can either use for further investments or other financial goals, or just as a way of paying for your lifestyle. So this not only sidesteps the capital gains tax issue, but it also provides you a steady stream of tax-free funds. And it's a smart strategy for building wealth without constantly having to worry about the tax man.